Sasha Farber doesn't want to hear about Jenn Tran's exes. The Bachelorette star shared a story on TikTok that referenced season 21 contestant Sam McKinney and Sasha cut in to take her mind back to the present day as she reminisced. Jenn, 27, explained that she and Sasha, 40, had just gotten back from Sephora and were dancing in the living room together when she noticed the smell of his cologne. She said the scene was so familiar and she was quickly transported back to her time on The Bachelorette because Sam M, 27, wore the same fragrance. Isn't that crazy how a cologne or a smell can just bring you back to a certain period of time? She said in the clip, because I was like, that smells really familiar. Who do I know? And then it was just flashback after flashback. I was like, whoa, it felt like I was being teleported into a whole different world. It was so crazy. At that point, Sasha jumped in and asked, "Babe, are you still going?" When Jenn told him, "That's not very nice," he replied, "The dogs need to get walked." The clip continued to fuel rumors that Sasha and Jenn are an item as they cohabitate in Sasha's home. Although the Dancing with the Stars partners were eliminated from the show on October 29, they continued to spend time together in the weeks since and address their living situation when they returned to the ballroom for the November 26 final. "Sometimes I crash on his couch," Jenn said, continuing to play coy about their actual relationship status. "We had a lot of rehearsals, so we would go rehearse, and then I'm also out of an apartment very soon, and he has, like, 5 bedrooms in the place. And he has dogs that need to be walked and fed and dishes to be cleaned and meals to be made." Jenn had to move out of her DOT-set apartment after the finale, but is spending some more time on the West Coast before returning to Miami for physician assistant school next year. She and Sasha attended Alfonso Ribeiro's Thanksgiving dinner together, along with several other DOT's cast members, including Sasha's ex-wife, Emma Slater. Emma, 35, and Sasha tied the knot in 2018 and announced their separation in 2022. Their divorce was finalized earlier this year. However, amid their breakup, the two have continued to work together amicably on Dancing with the Stars. In October, Us Weekly reported that Emma has been hooking up with fellow pro dancer Alan Burston, who's also a cast member on the show. It's ongoing and not new, according to the magazine's source. Earlier that month, a photo circulated on X of the two holding hands backstage at one of the live DOT's tapings. In October 2023, Emma insisted that working with Sasha was not a nightmare, telling E! News, "We support each other so much that I want the very best for Sasha. We support each other very, very truly." Jenn Tran leaned against the kitchen counter, lost in thought as the scent of Sasha Farber's cologne wrapped around her like an old memory. She absent-mindedly swayed to the music playing in the background, the notes of a familiar tune blending into her reverie. It had been weeks since Dancing with the Stars had ended, but she and Sasha were still spending time together. The easy rhythm of their friendship had bled into something more effortless, more comforting, something neither of them had yet named. "I just can't believe how a smell can instantly transport you back in time," Jenn mused aloud, her voice tinged with nostalgia. "Like I caught a whiff of your cologne, and suddenly I was back on The Bachelorette, standing next to Sam McKinney at a rose ceremony. It was so weird, like a movie montage playing in my head." Sasha, who had been scrolling through his phone while lounging on the couch, raised an eyebrow and glanced at her with mild amusement. He set his phone down and stretched, feigning exaggerated disinterest. "Babe, are you still going?" he teased, tilting his head with a playful smirk. Jenn paused mid-thought, eyes narrowing as she realized he wasn't hanging onto her every word like she'd assumed. "That's not very nice," she pouted, crossing her arms over her chest. Sasha chuckled, pushing himself up from the couch. "The dogs need to get walked," he said matter-of-factly, ruffling the fur of his golden retriever, Luna, who wagged her tail eagerly at the mention of a walk. Jenn rolled her eyes but couldn't suppress a smile. Fine, fine. You win this round, she said, grabbing Luna's leash from the hook by the door. As they stepped outside into the crisp evening air, the sky painted in hues of lavender and gold, Jenn stole a glance at Sasha. He looked relaxed, at ease in a way that suggested he was exactly where he wanted to be. And maybe, just maybe, she was starting to feel the same way. Their relationship had been a whirlwind, meeting on DVTS, spending hours in rehearsals, sharing laughs, frustrations, and the occasional tumble. What had started as a professional partnership had slowly morphed into something neither of them had put a label on it yet. So, Sasha said, breaking the comfortable silence as they strolled down the quiet street, tell me more about this Cologne déjà vu moment. Jenn nudged him playfully. Oh, now you're interested. He grinned. Hey, I had to get you to stop somehow. But now that we're outside, I guess I can listen. Jenn sighed dramatically. Well, if you must know, it was just one of those weird moments where I smelled something, and my brain was like, oh hey, here's a memory you didn't ask for. It made me think about all the little things you don't realize you associate with people until they randomly pop up. Sasha hummed thoughtfully. I did that. Certain songs do that to me. Like if I hear an old ballroom classic, suddenly I'm 15 again, terrified of messing up a routine in front of my coach. Jenn laughed. I pay good money to see teenage Sasha messing up a routine. Trust me, it wasn't pretty, he admitted, shaking his head. But hey, we all start somewhere. They continued walking in comfortable silence for a while, the sounds of the city humming softly around them. Eventually, they circled back to the house, where Jenn flopped onto the couch while Sasha refilled Luna's water bowl. You know, people are still convinced we're dating, Jenn mused, scrolling through comments on her latest TikTok video. Sasha smirked. Oh yeah? What are they saying now? Lots of just admit you're together already, and you guys have too much chemistry to just be friends. He shrugged, leaning against the kitchen counter with a mischievous glint in his eye. Well, they're not wrong about the chemistry part. Jenn's heart did a tiny, inconvenient flip, but she masked it with a smirk of her own. Is that so? Sasha winked. You tell me. The playful banter was familiar, comforting, but beneath it, there was something else. A quiet, unspoken acknowledgement of whatever it was that had been growing between them. Jenn didn't have an answer yet, but maybe, just maybe, she didn't need one just yet.